morning, friends. Welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya, and Lacey is over here resting, and I can hear Zoe walking around somewhere behind me. I need to make a recipe for some pasta salad, but it calls for Cavender's Greek seasoning. I don't own any Cavender's Greek seasoning. I don't buy it because it has MSG in it, and that's just not something I want to use. So I have found a recipe from a lady on a website, and I think it's called Just a Pinch, maybe. And this is a homemade version of Cavender's Greek seasoning, and we can leave the MSG out. Actually, I'm leaving something else that I'll tell you about that in a minute. But Cavender's Greek seasoning has been around for a long, long time. I remember my mom using it when I was a kid, and they loved putting it on things. I don't really remember being that thrilled about it, but I was a kid. What did I know? It was food. It was just something to keep me alive. It wasn't anything I really enjoyed that much. So it's made right here in Arkansas, up in Harrison, Arkansas. It's a family-owned business, so if you consume Cavenders, good for you. I love seeing businesses grow like that. But we're going to make our own, not a huge batch of it, but later on I'll make the pasta salad, and I'll do a video on that. But for right now, come go with me as we make our Cavender's Greek seasoning-ish and put it in a jar. All right, for all of you who do not have time to watch this video and watch me measure out some spices, go ahead and just go to this recipe. It's in the description. Don't waste your time watching me. I'm just going to be putting things in this little blender and blending them up. So, and for all of you who are making comments about why do you take so long to measure stuff out, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Be nice and don't watch it, okay? I want to measure things out, and I want to share that with you because there's people who want to watch it. I watch people do that, so move on. All right, 2 teaspoons of salt. That's what we're going to start out with. This is just pink Himalayan salt. I'm standing right beside my spice drawer here. I'll show you what that looks like. Right below my stovetop. So I'm getting things out of there. I need 2 teaspoons of basil, and this is basil that I dried from last year's garden. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this a bit. It's hard to measure when you got big leaves, so we'll say that's 1 teaspoon, and that's another teaspoon. We love basil so much. I really don't know that you can have too much. So 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. Somebody asked me the other day on a different video, what kind of oregano do you use? Mexican, which is the common oregano, or do you use Greek? And I'm assuming this is Greek because I looked at the label when I bought some on Saturday and it said Mediterranean. That would not be Mexican. So we'll say Greek oregano. I don't really know what the difference is. I asked this person if they could tell a difference and to let me know. I would be interested in that. I've never compared the two. A 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. Okay, about half that spoonful. Two teaspoons of garlic powder. You can use granulated too, I'm guessing. It just calls for garlic powder. And there is a difference in the appearance of it. As far as taste, I don't know. A teaspoon of dill weed. Greeks love their dill. I don't know what the deal is. I like dill too in some things, but some things I'm just like, wow, that tastes like a pickle to me. which would be that it tastes like dill, and pickles taste like dill to me. Okay, a teaspoon of marjoram. don't use a lot of marjoram. I normally use it in when I make my homemade sausage, just pork sausage, but that's really about all I use it for. Okay, I have some pepper already ground up here. Calls for a teaspoon of black pepper. A teaspoon of parsley flakes. A teaspoon of rosemary. And this is just rosemary I keep replenishing because I have some and my neighbor Katie has some. You know, neighbor Katie that we love. She has some in her yard that she shares with me. Okay, I'm just going to eyeball this too because it's hard to measure something that looks like little sticks. So that's just rosemary leaves. I went to her house and got some the other day because I needed it to cater a dinner that had fresh rosemary on the top. And man, I'm telling you, I would have used this in a pinch, but this is just the dried kind, but the fresh kind is just so aromatic and it is absolutely fabulous. And then half teaspoon of cinnamon. And this is Ceylon cinnamon. Okay, half teaspoon. I'm kind of scared. I'm not doing a half. I'm doing a little bit less than a half. Cinnamon in this kind of weirds me out, but I know probably in the end I'll go, man, that was really good. I should have added more. Oh well, I can always add more, but I can't add less. All right, I need a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and I've got several of them in this little jar, but this is the one that has had some used off of it before, and I'm going to grate it with a rasp. That's what this is. I have 3 of these. Looks close enough to a half teaspoon. And fresh nutmeg, just kind of goes without saying, is so much more aromatic and flavorful than the dried kind that you might have in a little spice bottle. Okay. Close my drawer there. And, oops, I forgot to put my nutmeg in the jar. This is just a teeny tiny little food processor that is an extra kind of appendage to my immersion blender. This is the immersion blender top. So I'm going to snap that on there. And we're going to blend this up and see how fine we can get it. The main things I'm concerned about chopping up is the rosemary and the basil. And the basil's just a soft, well, it's not a soft leaf, but it's a thin leaf that's easily chopped up. But that rosemary might be persnickety. little chunky, but it's not bad. Ooh, it smells really good. Wow, that's like a slap in the face with some really good smelling spices. The garlic powder is what's so fly away-ish. It wants to, it's so lightweight it just flies away. So the granulated garlic might actually be a better idea in this, but I can always make more. And if you're wondering about my fancy funnel, it's just the top of a soda bottle that somebody gave me. Well, they gave me the soda bottle and I cut the top off of it. So, and it's one of the funnels I use most, actually. I have the fancy stainless steel ones and the glass ones and the metal ones, but nope, I use this one most. Okay. So this is about how much it's made. I'd say this is, I think this bottle holds about 4 ounces. So it makes about 2 ounces of Cavender's seasoning, Cavender-ish. So anyway, okay, we will put this recipe down in the description so you can copy it off and make your own for a bottle. And I need to get things cleaned up because I'm about to make a different video for a pasta salad. So hopefully you'll tune into that one too. But for now, Cavender's seasoning, and you can make your own at home. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Bye, guys.